Hello and welcome back to my Tarot Corner. Please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational, it is open to interpretation, it exists as assumption and as speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So, I suppose most of you know about Piers Morgan's interview with former President Trump, in which he bashed both Meghan and Harry, and he predicted that they will divorce in the future, and he said that Prince Harry is completely taken by her and he is a fool. He used a lot of very harsh words that we all think, but most of us don't dare even to say. And what I'm going to look into is how do the Sussexes feel afterwards. So this is the Fenestra tarot, another tarot that is a Rider-Waite clone, but I really love the colors of this deck, and I just decided to use this deck for this reading because, you know, Fenestra is a window and it is like a window to their soul. So let's see. First of all, let's clear the deck. And now let's start asking. So, how do Harry and Meghan feel after being bashed by Trump? Why is it causing them frustration? Why is it causing them frustration? What can we learn about Harry and Meghan's feelings after being bashed by President Trump, former President Trump? So the first card is, why does it bother them, if it does? So let's see what we get. And the first card I'm getting is the Moon card. Okay, so the Moon card, that's a card that I always tell you, it's the mother's card. It's the card that signifies really big problems, everything that is connected with the mother. And I believe that both Harry and Meghan are suffering because of their relationships with the mothers. Harry is still very much affected by what happened with his mother, and I don't believe that Meghan and her mother are in good terms. So this Moon card just shows us that everything that is said about them in the aftermath, it is connected to their relationship with the mothers and to their emotional problems. The Moon card is a card that shows us deep emotional problems, confusion, and helplessness. This is a person who urgently needs mental health therapy, and I don't believe that Harry has gone through the right mental health therapy in order to help him to get over his mother wound. So everything that is said that is against them always touches them in this very open wound of their mothers and their emotional problems that are very big and deep. Okay, so that's the first card. What is their frustration? And the frustration is the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a good card. It's a card of celebration, but when it comes in a frustration position, we are looking at the negative aspects of this card, and the negative aspects of the Three of Cups is loss of trust, superficial relationships, premature joy and chasing pleasures. So in a way, this is why they are frustrated. They are frustrated because they are losing trust with everyone who works for them, and they keep getting more and more people to work for them. They are unable to celebrate as they wished. They have a superficial relationship between themselves and between others. They are chasing pleasures all the time, and they are superficially treating their problems. They have tendency to belittle themselves, and they are not treating their problems correctly. Everything that they do is superficial, and this is why they are frustrated. And this is why when President Trump said what he has to say about them, it only caused them even more frustration. So what can they learn from what President Trump told them? And we get the Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Queen of Wands, that's the Meghan card. That's the egotistical queen. That's the queen who thinks entirely about herself. This is a woman who is performing in front of an audience. She needs an audience, and if this is the card that tells us what they can learn from President Trump, then they learn nothing, because this card only shows us that Meghan is Meghan and she's not going to change. It doesn't matter what people say about her. It doesn't matter how much frustrated she is. She keeps on being this egotistical person, this person who has no social responsibility. She's only thinking about her personal problems, and she's looking for an audience, and she's extravagant, and she is always looking for an audience that will that she can flash her jewelry, that she can flash her clothing. This is a person who is also immature, jealous, tendency to betray others. So if this is what they can learn from what President Trump said, it just says that they will learn nothing. Okay, so can they change? Let's see what we get. And we get the Hierophant. So the answer is that they can change if they start to do the right thing. Once again, the Hierophant is a card, first of all, it's a highly spiritual card. It's a card of the head of the church. This is a card that calls them to do the right thing, to execute the truth, and to start doing things right. And this is something that they need to learn out of everything that is happening around the people that are bashing them, people that are talking to them. This is what they need to do in order to start changing. But if they are not taking the Hierophant's road, if they're not doing the right thing, then we see fanatics, we see abuse of powers, we see coercion, we see abuse of influence, we see weaknesses, neglect, and fear to go against conventions sometimes, and getting bad advice. So this card only tells us how hard it is for them to do the right thing, how hard it is for them to change. It looks like they will never be able to change, or at least Meghan will never be able to change, and Harry will never be able to change as long as he's linked to Meghan, because she's the Queen of Wands, and she's not changing who she is, no matter what other people say to her. So how can they let go of those frustrated feelings? And we get the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is a card that speaks about being able to realize your emotions. This is about the natural flow of things. So this card tells them that if they want to get over the frustration, if they want to start feeling better, they need to start this flow and renewal in the material world. But this card means that they need to start feeling that they deserve abundance, that they deserve happiness, but also to start to renew how they act. And this card speaks about renewal. This card speaks about belief. And when this card is negatively aspected, and because of the moon, all of this reading is negatively aspected, we see fears, and we see people that let emotions control them and not acting out of logic. So if they want to let go of their frustrations, they need to start acting out of logic and not out of emotions. But this is not what they're doing. They are constantly letting their emotions control them. They are passive, and they are falsely believing that everything will be okay without their actions. They believe that they do not need to act in order to change things. But this card only tells them that if they want to change things, if they want to get out of those frustrating feelings, they need to start renewing the way that they are acting. They need to start to act logically. They need to stop letting their feelings lead them and follow on bad advice. So this is this card, and the last card in this spread is what can we expect for the future, and we see the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card that speaks about focusing on the most important things and leaving the trivial things out. So it looks like they will try to clear all of the noise. They act as if President Trump and everyone else who calls them out on things that they are doing badly, it's noise for them. And they are thinking about, we need to focus about the most important things for us and leave all of those trivial things alone. But when this card is negatively aspected, we see people that are lack of focus, people that have tendency to be bored very easily, that they are spreading around, confused, and difficulty in taking decisions. And this is what is leading them ever since they left the royal family, and this is what will lead them in the future. Once again, this whole reading is negatively aspected by the moon, and the Seven of Wands is a card that could be used for the good if they do focus on the most important things. But if they are confused and they are spreading around and are inattentive to particulars, then they cannot go forward. They cannot go forward to the Eight of Wands, which is acting in velocity and right action. And this card only shows how difficult it is for them to focus, how difficult it is for them to concentrate, and how will it be difficult for them because they cannot shut away the noise. They cannot take President Trump as noise and just shut it away. They are affected by it, and because they are affected by it, they get into this confusion state and inattention to particulars and lack of focus. So this is a tarot, and the oracle cards are the soul coaching oracle, and with the moon card that arrived in the beginning, it's only very fitting to use the soul coaching oracle and see if there is anything that they can do to regain focus and to regain their own self-confidence and stop feeling frustrated. So let's see, what does this oracle say? Okay, cleared. So, Harry and Meghan's Sorry. Harry and Meghan's frustration feelings. Harry and Meghan's frustrations in light of what President Trump said. We'll do it once more. Harry and Meghan's frustration in light of what President Trump said. Okay. So the card that I'm getting is the light. So they need to find some kind of delight in everything in the world and divine joy that fills them. They need to find the light. They cannot go back forward with their lives without the light. This is something that every time that you feel frustrated, this is something that you need to start looking at the good things around you and not only at the bad things around you. And the next card is beauty. I am deeply, profoundly beautiful. So I'm sure that Meghan doesn't need this advice. I'm sure that she believes that she is deeply and profoundly beautiful. And this helps her to go forward with everything that she is doing. So this is it for this reading, and I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.